you Mrs. Totino?
Yes, Melba Totino, that's me.
You made a call to 911 about a missing person?
Not one person, three. My daughter, her husband, my granddaughter. They're gone. They're all gone, disappeared into thin air. No.
It's a cat.
See, I disagree with the definition. A date implies a prearranged meeting, but we just grabbed food and stopped here on impulse.
The sharing of food automatically qualifies a meeting as a date.
Cite your source, please.
My source is the very astute Aurora Teagarden herself. Doesn't this feel like a date, Aurora?
Yes, Martin, it does. But I think you could make a trip to the dentist feel like a date.
That's 21 dates.
You're counting? That's so sweet.
I keep count because your mother has a rule about when we can officially be considered a couple.
Ah, very astute of you. Now, my mother has rules of etiquette for everything, including not being late for an appointment with her. We have to go. What?
4 more dates, Miss Teagarden, and you will officially be my girlfriend.
5 more minutes and I'm gonna be an ex-daughter if we don't get going.
So you do this every month. Aida takes you out looking at houses.
Well, if there's something new on the market. I've been wanting to find a real home ever since I got that inheritance from my friend Jane Engel.
Oh, yes. You're a woman of means.
Well, means enough to buy a house. But I haven't found anything that feels right yet.
I have visions of us shopping for a house together one of these days.
I don't think we can have that conversation until at least 50 dates.
That's okay. I'm a patient man. But to help move things along, how about you have dinner with me when I get back from this business trip?
Now that is a date.
Did you see the new listing on Elm Street?
Yeah, it's very cute.
I showed it yesterday. All those windows, oh my gosh, it's so light and airy.
That's the thing. Too many windows.
There's no such thing. Aurora, you can't be anti-light.
No, more pro-wall. I need lots of walls for my bookshelves. You know how many books I have.
Well, maybe if you got rid of the dreary ones about murders and such, you could have light.
This one has plenty of wall space. Ooh, and there's a little reading nook. That would make a perfect library.
It's not my listing. Besides, it's completely inappropriate for a woman alone.
Why? It's charming.
It's also 5 miles out of town. Not to mention old. Do you know how much it would cost to heat that thing?
Mother, show it to me. Pretty please. Quiet out here.
I believe the word you're looking for is isolated.
Oh, and that porch. Oh, can't you just imagine a porch swing right there? You know, something about this house looks familiar.
That's because you've been staring at a photo of it for the last 20 minutes.
No, that's not it.
You've always been stubborn. Always.
This house is wonderful. Oh, the view from the master bedroom. Do you know how many bookshelves I can build in here?
But it is so far from town. You'd have to commute.
What? Oh, town is 10 minutes away, Mother. No, I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is the house I've been looking for.
No, I think we should look at a couple more.
No, we've been looking for months. No, this is it. Yeah, I want to make an offer.
You know, even if the owner accepts your offer, you still have 3 days to change your mind.
Well, no, I'm not going to change my mind. This looks familiar, too. The stove. Oh, I got it. Oh, it was in the newspaper. Do you remember that family that disappeared like 3 or 4 years ago? They went out to dinner with a friend and they never came back.
I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah, the Julius family. Yeah, it was in the newspaper and the grandmother, she took a picture right here. Huh, this is the Julius house.
No, the owner's name is Totino.
Yeah, that was the grandmother's name.
Well, if some tragedy happened here, the listing agent should have disclosed that information, and I should just rip up this offer.
No, Mother, nothing happened in the house. The theory is that they got in the car, they ran off the road and disappeared down a ravine somewhere. But if the house is on the market, I wonder if they ever found the bodies.
You've always had a morbid curiosity. Always. All right.
A lot of people believe jealousy was the motive for Holly Crippen to kill his wife and bury her in the cellar. And Cora was carrying on with one of their lodgers. But Dr. Crippen was anything but faithful. He was, in fact, in love with a typist named Ethel Leneve.
The Julius house? Really?
John, you were so right about the Crippen case. I hear that tourists in London still go looking for that house.
Wouldn't you if you found yourself in London?
Oh, Ro doesn't have to cross an ocean to look for a famous murder site. She might be moving into one.
Huh?
She's trying to buy the Julius house.
Remember the family that disappeared 4 years ago just outside of town? And they weren't murdered.
Well, no one really knows, do they?
I remember the story. Ex-Army officer moved down here from Spokane, right?
Yeah, the daughter, what's her name? Charity. She went to my high school.
A lot of people think foul play was involved.
Well, the police did close the case, though.
Still kind of cool to be setting up digs in a house with an unsolved mystery, Ro.
Oh, I don't care about any of that.
Aurora Teagarden doesn't care about a mystery. Do you have the flu?
No, I'm just excited about the idea of having my own house. You know, I want to paint walls and build bookshelves and... Hi, Mother.
I suppose I should say congratulations.
I got the house?
Mrs. Totino accepted your offer on the house.
Uh-huh.
It's good work on the school board election, Sally.
Oh, thanks, Macon.
Yeah. Oh, the Julius family. Why are you looking them up?
Oh, my friend Ro just bought the Julius house.
I didn't know it was for sale. Were the bodies found?
I don't know, but that's your byline, right? You covered this story?
Yeah, just before I made editor. It gave me a few sleepless nights. The family heads out for dinner with a so-called friend from Spokane, and they just never come back. I was standing with the photographer when he shot this picture. Look at this. Hope Julius was fighting cancer. She had a couple of wigs. Her mom told us that this was her fancy Sunday wig. Still gives me a chill.
So sad.
You know what? I want you to do a follow-up on this story. Start with the house being sold, then do a post-mortem on the missing persons case. How it all ended up.
That could be a really interesting story.
It will be, if you do your job right.
Thanks, Macon.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, the seller meets the sellee. Mrs. Totino, this is Aurora Teagarden, your buyer.
Mrs. Totino, I didn't think that you would come all the way here to sign papers. Don't you live in Portland?
Yes, with my sister Alicia, but Mr. Rankart said that I should come to...
To talk to the probate judge, Melba. Yep, a lot of issues to work through in court. So you go on back to the Peachtree, and I'll get this sale tied up in a nice, pretty bow, okay?
I'm so glad I got a chance to meet you. The house is wonderful.
Well, I hope you don't change it too much. In case they come back, I want them to be able to recognize it. Promise me you won't change the house too much.
Well, thanks for coming in, Melba. Let's make sure your cab is here, okay? Oh, hi, Aida.
Hi.
I'll be right with you, okay?
Oh, okay. Who's that with Bubba?
One of the most haunted women I think I've ever met.
I do love a fast escrow.
My dear Bubba, don't we all?
Why did Mrs. Totino think that her family could come back? I mean, how could she even sell the house if they're not dead?
Well, we petitioned the court to have them declared dead in absentia. Had quite a time talking Mrs. Totino into it.
Oh, so the family hasn't been discovered?
Aurora, please don't start talking about bodies again.
Well, I assume they've been found. I'm surprised that they're still missing.
Well, legally, they're not. And legally, ownership of the house was transferred to Mrs. Totino, who's now transferred it to you. It's your house now. And it's got a lot of history. It was the Zinser house before T.C. Julius bought it.
That's right, Walter Zinser built it.
He did, yeah, back when I was working for him and Mrs. Zinser at their drugstore. Whew, the battles they had when they were building that house. You see, Mrs. Zinser, she was a nut about symmetry. And she had a closet built for her doll collection. And then she decided she didn't think she liked the placement of the door. So she had it sealed up.
So there's a hidden closet in the house somewhere?
Yeah, somewhere upstairs, if I remember right.
Oh. I wonder if the police searched for it when the family disappeared.
You just had to tell her that story, didn't you?
What? I'm making conversation, Mother.
No, you're looking for trouble, which is your specialty.
So I'll donate most of the furniture to make room for mine, but I might keep a few pieces. Well?
I go away on business for 1 week and come back to find you moving out of town.
It's not that far.
Oh, I kind of like driving past your house, seeing your little car there.
Well, you can take the scenic route.
I just might do that.
Okay, but what do you think about the house?
I can picture the two of us cozied up on the couch, warming up by your fireplace.
I can see that too.
I like your house, Ro.
I like the sound of that, my house. I mean, I think it's mine. I don't know what I would do if the previous owner showed up.
Oh, right. You said they disappeared?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I still have contacts in the intelligence community. I can make a few inquiries, at least rule out the witness protection angle.
Thank you, but no. No, I am not gonna borrow trouble. I finally have my own house. I have this great guy who's only 4 dates away from being my boyfriend.
Actually, it's 3 dates. My being here today, that constitutes a date.
I thought we had to share a meal.
I'm sure I have a mint here somewhere.
The story on the Julius family, I would love to read that when you're done. That was a real stumper of a case.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to interview one of the lead detectives, if I could, to get some quotes.
Well, that would be Pete Lambert, but he retired a few years ago, moved to Costa Rica. Was it Belize? Anyway, I did a little work on it myself, but mostly just to rule out any kind of robbery.
Well, there must be somebody who actually investigated the disappearance.
Yeah, there is. The other Detective Smith.
Oh, Lynn. Oh, is she in her office?
You betcha.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
No, Mrs. Totino did not know the name of the man who took the family out for dinner. She never lived in Spokane with them, and she only moved here recently because her daughter was sick.
Oh, yeah, Megan did say that Hope Julius was going through chemo.
All Mrs. Totino knew was that they left in a white sedan with this friend. We never figured out who he was, we didn't get any more information on the car, and we have no reason to believe it was anything other than an accident as yet to be discovered.
Well, surely somebody would have discovered it by now.
Depends on the road they traveled. There's some thick forest to the south and east of here, deep ravines. No, we were right to close this case. And I really don't know why you insist on revisiting it.
Oh, because the house was sold. Megan thought we should print a follow-up story.
Well, it's gonna be a really short story because there's nothing new to add. You can go now.
Thank you for your time, Lynn.
All right, due back in 3 weeks. Happy reading. Oh, hey, Lillian, do you mind if I leave a little early? I want to meet the contractor at my new house.
You didn't pick a very good time to move. I'm going to be on vacation 3 days next week.
Yeah, I know.
You can't expect me to rearrange my schedule just because you bought a house.
I wouldn't expect you to.
I'm not going to be here every time you think you need to dash away.
But you're here now, so do you mind if I go?
I suppose not.
Thank you. I hope we have a good vacation.
Aurora? Well, there you are. Your mother said you needed help, but it looks like you already have a whole crew.
What I need help with is measuring this wall. Bubba Raincart said that there's a hidden closet on this floor somewhere, and I want to find it while I still have the carpenter here.
You know, it's your mother's birthday in a few weeks.
Yeah, I'm taking her to lunch.
I have a plan for that evening. I'm going to propose to Aida. That is, if I have your blessing.
John, of course you have my blessing. I know how much you adore her.
And I think she adores me, but enough to marry me?
Well, she's a very independent woman.
I admire that she's independent. I think we're well suited.
You're exceptionally well suited. These dimensions aren't making sense. There's too much room here. About 3 feet. I wonder if the closet's behind this bookshelf.
Oh, maybe.
Hey, Ro? Are you ready to be interviewed for my story? Hey, John, what you doing?
She's looking for a sealed up closet.
Hope you don't expect to find the Julius family in there.
What? No, I think I'm gonna find some storage for my stuff. These shelves are so oddly placed.
What's the key for?
I don't know. It's a doll. It's just a doll. It must be from Mrs. Zinzer's old collection. Huh. Oh, Sally, a new friend.
Ah, you're hilarious. Can you just sit down and let me interview you, please?
Sure, in a sec.
Who else have you interviewed? Finding out anything interesting about the Julius family?
Unfortunately, no. Hardly anyone even knew them. They just lived in town for a few months before they disappeared.
Oh, this head is loose.
Yeah, that's because it's old and creepy. Can you get rid of it before it puts a curse on us?
Oh. Hey, there's something in there. Looks like a torn page from a diary or journal.
Harley. That's the name of Charity Julius's boyfriend in Spokane.
This is from Charity's diary. Looks like she wrote an entry. She didn't finish it. Look at the last words. Dad scares me.
Charity Julius was afraid of her father?
This was dated a week before the Julius family went missing.
You know what this is telling me? The Julius family didn't disappear by accident.
You know what this is telling me? You're gonna try and find them.
Dad makes me sit here with Mom. We watch old movies, but I am so bored. I just want to see you, Harley. But when I ask Dad if you can come down, he says, ask again later. So I do, and he gets mad at me for asking too much. He was hoping I'd forget you once we moved back, but that'll never happen.
You said this was a disturbing diary entry. This sounds like normal teenage complaining.
I feel so alone. Grandma's only worried about Mom, doesn't care about me. If they don't let you come see me, I'll hitchhike to Spokane to see you. But that'd make Mom worry, then Dad would blame me, and I don't know what he'd do. Dad scares me. Charity Julius wrote this journal entry and hid it 1 week before she disappeared. She says she feels alone, that she wants to run away, that she's afraid of her dad. How does this not shed new light?
Yeah, how?
We already knew that Charity and her father had disagreements. Grumbling about her strict dad doesn't tell us anything new.
Then why are you treating that like new evidence?
In a case that's supposedly closed.
I'm just humoring you.
Can I quote you on that?
No. Look, there wasn't any reason to keep this case open. Pete Lambert and I didn't find a single sign of foul play. Trust me, we went above and beyond on this one. Not only did we search this house from top to bottom 3 separate times, but we searched the entire grounds. We looked under every rock, every bush. We looked at internet logs, phone records, banking records. We interviewed dozens of people.
About those people, the paper said the last person to see the family alive, besides Mrs. Totino, was Harley Dimmick. Charity must have gotten permission for him to visit her.
Yeah, Macon said that Harley didn't want to talk to any reporters. He was too upset.
But you must have spoken to him, so we were wondering if...
You better not be asking me for interview notes.
Of course I know better than to ask. But if you're offering...
What I am doing is assuring you that nothing about this family or their time in Lawrencetown was out of the ordinary.
Except that Charity was afraid of her father.
If you come up with any legitimate new evidence, please don't hesitate to call me, okay?
Oh, I won't.
I just got a text message from Macon. Apparently, Harley wasn't the only person here that day. TC had just gotten around to having concrete poured in that pad in the back. And we know who the concrete guy in town is, right?
Parnell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, Lynn must have talked to him back then, but who's to say he wouldn't share something new now? He might be more open to talking to someone who isn't on the police force. John, how well do you know Parnell?
Fairly well.
Okay, go talk to him about the day he poured the pad. And Sally, go see if you can find contact info for Harley Dimmick.
What are you gonna do?
Chat with Mrs. Totino.
I'm glad you came by. I was just boxing up a housewarming present to send to you.
Oh, that is so nice of you.
They're placemats Hope bought for the house. It was the least I could do to say thank you for buying the house. Mr. Rankart said it would take months to sell. Well, I wasn't sure I should sell it at all. If TC came home and found it sold, he'd have a fit.
Well, your son-in-law, he was a man with a temper?
Oh, I call him more a man with an iron will. He liked to get his way.
Well, that must have made your granddaughter resentful at times.
Charity? Oh, I suppose so. But then she was a moody thing. I remember she didn't want to go out with her parents and their friend that night. She wanted to stay and visit with Harley, but TC sent the boy off.
Well, that must have upset Charity.
I was more worried about her mother. Hope wasn't feeling well. She'd been in bed most of the day.
But she still went to dinner?
If only I had been paying more attention where they were going with that gentleman from Spokane.
Okay, I know that the police have asked you this a million times, but what can you remember about the man?
Well, the problem was I never met him. I'd taken my supper back to my apartment over the garage before he arrived. I just saw the car out the window and the man walk over and shake hands with TC.
What did he look like?
I only saw his back. He was dark-haired, I think. Hope said they knew him from church. Or maybe it was the hospital. It's my fault. They haven't been found. If I'd only been paying more attention.
Oh, no. I don't think you have anything to feel guilty for.
You're too kind. I hope you enjoy the placement.
Wait, just one more question, Mrs. Totino, please. Bubba Rankart said that there is a boarded up closet in the house. Do you recall your son-in-law talking about it? What room it was in?
I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about. Excuse me.
All right, thank you.
John! Oh! I just left a message for you asking you if you wanted to have lunch with me.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Ah, yes, I see you did. I must have been on the phone to Parnell Wilson's office.
Concrete? Does this mean you're going to finally lay the foundation for that shed you've been talking about?
No, I was looking to talk to Parnell.
Well, it must have been very important if you didn't even know that I was calling you. Aurora's calling you? I know what it's like when the two of you start putting your heads together. She's become obsessed with the Julius family, hasn't she? And you're encouraging her as usual.
Hello, Ro. No, Parnell's out on a job. He won't be back until tomorrow. I have to do damage control with your mother. Try Martin.
Hey, can you help me move this chair? So when I was deciding where to build the bookshelves, I noticed this.
When you called and asked for my help, I had no idea it would be to find another phantom closet.
Not a phantom. Listen. It sounds hollow.
Yeah, it sure does.
Do you think you can pry these boards off?
Okay.
Hey, Ro. Got your message. What are you doing now?
I think I found another hidden space.
Why are you so determined to destroy your new house?
Well, these boards aren't nailed in very well.
Oh, I just got goosebumps. I don't think I could look in there.
I can.
Please tell me there are no dead bodies in there. Or dolls.
No, I don't see anything like that.
This one's only nailed on with one nail.
Oh, be careful.
See anything?
Please say no, please say no, please
No,
say
it looks pretty empty.
Yes.
Wait. Hey, there's some towels or rags. And it looks like they're covered in blood. Could be blood.
Yeah. Well, it could be a lot of things. Just in case, we'll get a forensics team here and go through that closet. You're not going to be moving in the next few days, are you?
Not when I know that room could be a crime scene.
Okay, you do not know that. Dirty towels are not evidence of a crime.
Still, I'm not moving in yet, just in case.
Okay. Well, thank you for the prompt call, Ro. We'll be sure to let you know if the tests turn anything up.
Why would some of these boards be held on by just a single nail?
Looks like that closet was pretty hastily boarded up.
Yeah, like someone left in a hurry after cleaning up blood.
What looks good tonight? I think I'll try the fresh catch. You're an interesting woman, Aida. You agree to come out to dinner with me, and at the same time, you want to give me the silent treatment.
It's called rejecting the sin, not the sinner.
Is it really such a sin to help Aurora look into an unsolved mystery?
Oh, but Aurora doesn't just look into a mystery. She hunts it down, grabs it by the throat, and then shakes it into submission.
True, but...
Do you know how many times she's nearly gotten killed by chasing it too far?
Wasn't that a good reason that I should help her? Make sure she doesn't go it alone? Give her an extra layer of protection?
You know that by appealing to my protective mother instincts, that was the only way to win this argument.
So then it's working.
Mother is really okay with you driving to Spokane with Sally? No, it's almost 3 hours away. I can't get that much time off work with Lillian on vacation. Yeah, but Parnell's gonna come by the house tomorrow. Okay, thanks, bye.
Marshaling your team to take on this investigation?
Oh, if I were really marshaling a team, I would ask Master Kane from the Real Murders Club to get involved and Perry Dell. That might not be a bad idea.
Maybe it's not such a good idea either.
Why would you say that? We found blood today.
Which should give you pause, not make you hit the gas.
Okay, wait. Is this Martin Bartell, former CIA agent who told me he thinks we're alike and admires my suspicious mind?
Yes, we are alike. But I can also tell you that I've been burned before, thinking I'm looking into a cold case and then finding out it is still very, very hot.
Well, tomorrow, I am gonna work a 6-hour shift at the library and then talk to the nice man who poured a concrete pad at my house 4 years ago. That's it.
That's it, huh? So why do you have that look?
What look?
Well, let's call it the thrill of the chase look.
Oh, I think I've seen you have that look a time or two.
Stop trying to distract me. You've been lucky before. You've caught the bad guys without ever having to pay too steep a price. But luck doesn't always hold. Promise me you'll be careful.
Yes, Martin. I promise I will be careful.
This is it. I wish Harley had called me back so I wouldn't feel like we were surprising him.
Nah, it's always better when they don't see you coming.
Ro definitely knew what she was doing when she sent Perry with us.
Yeah, I'll get the guy to talk.
Can I help you? Oh, Mrs. Dimmick, hello?
Yes?
Hi, I'm Sally Allison with the Lawrencetown Times, and this is my associate, John Queensland.
Good to meet you.
And my,
Photographer, Perry Dell.
Yeah. I called and left a message for your son, Harley. I was hoping to interview him for a story I'm writing.
Oh, yes, I gave him the message. Didn't he call you?
I haven't heard from him, no. And since I'm on a deadline, we thought we'd just drive up and see if he was home.
I'm so sorry. He should have called you. Harley moved away years ago to Vancouver, Washington.
Maybe we could have a few minutes of your time anyway.
Sure. Come on in the house.
Thank you.
Yeah. Why don't you stay home? Thanks. That was Harley and Charity at his senior prom. Weren't they the cutest couple?
Yeah, they were. Oh, so Harley was the last person to see the Julius family the day they disappeared.
Yes, and what a burden to him. The local police showing up here, then the Lawrencetown police, the state police, even some TV people came to interview him.
So you remember that day, the day that Harley went down to visit Charity?
Oh, like it was yesterday. Harley was so excited to see his sweetheart. Thought the world was going to end when she moved away.
Yeah, I bet he did. She was a babe.
What time did he go to Lawrencetown that day?
Oh, he left right after breakfast.
And what time did he get back?
About 9 o'clock that night. I asked him how the visit went. He said it went fine, although he didn't get much time alone with Charity. He ended up helping her father build those wooden frames you pour concrete in. It was really hard to say goodbye to Charity that day. And he told me that as soon as she graduated, he was going to swoop down and marry her.
When did Harley realize she was missing?
The next morning, he called her and left a message. She didn't call back, which wasn't like her because she was always calling him. He started calling and texting. I'm sure she's fine. Said he planned to take the next day off work and drive down there again. And then came that knock at the door. Police asking for him. That's how we found out that the whole family had simply disappeared. It's so hard to see your child suffer.
I can only imagine.
He stopped eating, he stopped going to work until finally they fired him. He didn't care. It was that terrible time.
Sounds terrible.
I knew that the only way that he could move on was to go someplace where there were no memories of that girl. A friend of his offered him a job in Vancouver, and off he went. He's doing much better now. We talk every Sunday.
Does he still mention Charity?
Not much, not anymore. He says he has a new girlfriend. As hard as it was, I was just so glad that he was able to accept that Charity had passed away.
So Harley believed she and her family had died.
Of course. He knew she would contact him if she were still alive.
Did Harley mention anything about problems between Charity and her father?
A person didn't have problems with T.C. Julius. You did what he wanted, you did it his way, and that was it. Problem solved.
Hey, do you remember that you offered to look into the witness protection angle on the Julius family?
Yeah, and you weren't gonna borrow trouble.
Yeah, well, it would save me trouble if you could rule that out as a possibility.
Okay, I'll make a few calls after I'm through with this meeting. What are you up to?
Oh, I'm just waiting for Parnell Wilson to get here. The concrete guy.
Oh, the perfect place to hide a few stray bodies. What concrete?
Yeah, I remember the Julius job. Of course I do. I only had to tell Pete Lambert about it 5 times.
Okay, well, my first question is there any possibility that family could have been hidden under that concrete?
I guess you don't know how quickly concrete could set on a warm day. You could have walked on it by the time I left. Someone would need a jackhammer to make space for a person, then pour new concrete on top? No, that's not where they ended up. That spooked me, though, how ordinary that day seemed. Shouldn't you get a sense of something strange before a whole family disappears? I got here about 2 in the afternoon. Charity Julius came out to meet me, said her father had to go to the hardware store. The forms were set, said I should start pouring, which I did. Job took about an hour and a half, and then I left.
Wait, you didn't see T.C. Julius at all that day?
No, he didn't get back before I was done.
You didn't find that strange?
Well, a lot of times folks are at work when I come out to pour, so... I mean, I suppose I'd expect a man as particular as T.C. Julius to be out here to give me his 2 cents, but...
Okay, so you saw Charity. Did you see anyone else? Her mother, her grandmother?
Yeah, I saw both of them through the window to the kitchen, cleaning up.
Did you talk to them?
No, but Hope did give me a wave in the middle of mopping up. I remember thinking, if she's mopping up, then, you know, she must be feeling better. And when I saw her a few weeks earlier, I came out to give him a quote, and she could barely move then.
So Hope Julius was mopping.
Yeah. I was happy to see her bouncing back a bit. I was glad to see she was getting ready to go out.
Why'd you think she was going out?
Oh, she had her fancy wig on. I'd seen her wear it in church.
Hey, Ro. We just got back from Spokane.
So what did you learn from Harley?
Well, he doesn't live there anymore, so we talked to his mom. It was heartbreaking to hear what Harley went through when Charity disappeared.
Well, where's Harley now?
He moved to Vancouver, Washington a little while ago. But you know, we all got a really weird vibe about T.C. Julius from Mrs. Dimmick. There's definitely something off about that man.
Well, there's something strange about this whole case. I just talked to Parnell Wilson, and he said that Hope Julius was wearing her Sunday fancy wig the day she disappeared.
Well, she was going out for dinner, though, right?
Right. But if you saw a photo of her fancy wig on her dresser the day after she disappeared, and if they supposedly ran off the road on the way to dinner...
Then what was that wig doing in her bedroom?
Exactly. Hey, will you double check on that photo? I want to ask Mrs. Totino about it.
I'm on it.
I'm not sure what you're asking me.
If you remember what wig your daughter was wearing when she went out to dinner that night, because Parnell Wilson said he saw her wearing her fancy wig earlier that day, but that wig was found on her dresser the next day.
I do remember her wearing her nice wig that day. She was trying to make herself feel better.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You said that she was feeling sick that day, but Parnell said that he'd seen her mopping, that she was doing better than he expected.
Well, what does he know about it? Did he see her taking a break every 2 minutes to sit? Did he see me trying to take away the mop and talk her into going back to bed before she fell down? No. I'm so tired of people who think they know things they don't know. One woman here said she was sure they'd been abducted by aliens. I can't take it anymore. Just please leave. Please leave, please.
Seems even sweet old ladies find you and your questions irritating. Thank you for making what I have to do even more difficult.
Why? What do you have to do?
I have to ask Mrs. Totino for a DNA sample, see if there's a family match.
The towels in the closet?
Soaked in blood. Only you would buy a house that turned out to be a crime scene. Only you.
Hi.
Hi, sorry I'm late. My meeting ran over.
Oh, that's okay. My meeting just got started.
What meeting?
Well, I hope you don't mind, but I invited some of the Real Murders Club members to join us for dinner. Well, until I saw Lynn today and got confirmation of the blood, I wondered whether TC was even more set against his daughter seeing Harley Dimmick than any of us thought. Maybe he moved here to separate them. And then once Harley showed up at the house, TC decided to whisk her away so Harley wouldn't find her.
It's an interesting theory.
Yes, but if what people say about T.C. Julius was true, he'd have had no trouble scaring the kid off if he didn't want him around.
Yeah, and the blood in the closet, I mean, if it's the Julius family, that would be very unlikely.
Nah, TC was a bad dude, but what I'm thinking is, whoever that guy in the white car was, he killed them in that new house of yours and took the bodies with him.
I believe the answer to this mystery probably does lie in Spokane, with the man in the white car.
Oh, well, I'm happy to drive back up there and spend some more time in Spokane.
What is it you'll be doing in Spokane?
Mother.
Aida, I had no idea you were here.
So I noticed. I was just finishing dining with my good friend Bubba.
And getting me to agree to sell my old place instead of looking for a new renter.
You two know everyone here?
Yes, yes. The Little Murders Club.
Hey, how's Mrs. Totino doing? She must have been really upset to hear about the blood we found in the closet.
It was a shock, but I think it gave her some hope that the police may come up with some answers now. You know, it's not knowing where her loved ones are that really tortures her the most.
Oh, yeah, I seem to have struck that nerve when I talked to her earlier.
Well, she didn't say anything. You know, I know the probate process has been trying on her, but the money she'll get in the next week or so, that'll help.
Wait, I thought she already got the money from the sale of the house.
Now, the house is just a drop in the bucket. She gets all the life insurance, along with everything else in the Julius estate.
Oh, I didn't know.
I didn't know that your little murder group was now meeting weekly, Aurora. Good night.
Good night.
I can't go to Spokane, but I can look into whatever business dealings T.C. Julius might have been part of. Maybe I'll find a lead to some kind of business partner.
I can work the charity angle. I know some people who had classes with her in high school.
You okay? What's up?
Yeah, Papa just told me that Mrs. Totino is going to get a lot of money from the Julius estate.
Don't even suggest that that nice old lady could possibly have... Oh, I can't live in a world where grandmothers kill their kids and grandkids for money.
She's supposed to be small, right? How'd she even do it?
But the bigger problem is, why make the bodies disappear if she wanted the money? It would be better to have them found. She would have received the money years ago.
John, what do you think?
I think I should try and go catch up with your mother. Aida! I'm glad I caught you.
Well, I'm glad you noticed me, eventually.
I apologize for that, because I don't want you to think you were ever a second thought to me, or that the Real Murders Club is more important to me than you.
Oh, please, John, you don't have to make any grand declarations.
Yes, I do. In fact, I was going to save this for your birthday, but maybe a spontaneous proposal will prove how carried away I am by you.
John Queensland, please tell me that you're not going to propose to me in the street.
Yes, Aida. Right now and right here, I'm going to get down on one knee. Aurora Teagarden. Will you marry me?
No.
I hope you're not put out with me for letting everyone crash our date.
Oh, no. I was well entertained.
Well, I thought that you would throw in a few theories about what happened to the Julius family, but you didn't.
I gather that's how you approach mysteries in this club. You sit at a removed distance, spin out theories, then go look for evidence to prove them.
I think you just called me an armchair detective.
No, I know you have a magnificent mind for murder. But my experience in the field has taught me that mind isn't always as important as the gut.
What, CIA agents don't sit at restaurant tables and spin theories?
Well, they do. But the good ones know that theories can lead them in the wrong direction. If it was me, I'd go back to the scene, take it all in. I wouldn't so much look for the answer as I'd let it come to me.
Well, then let's go back to the house. Tomorrow, we'll go after work. We'll take another look. It'll count as another date.
Sold. I'll meet you at your house tomorrow after work.
Oh, it's John. He's probably calling to spin theories.
I'll let you get back to it. See you tomorrow.
Hi, John. You what? What? She did? John proposed and you said no?
Did he really tattle on me?
Mother, I know you love John and he worships the ground you walk on.
That's no reason to get married.
Then what is?
Being able to imagine a contented life with that person. Please, I already worry enough about my daughter putting herself in the line of danger with her crime-solving escapades. I'm not going to worry about my husband, too.
Oh, this can't be about the Real Murders Club.
Of course it can.
You know that we help people. I mean, we've caught bad guys. We've kept people alive.
You and John, you think it's all up to you, even though we have a perfectly capable police force. And I don't understand that.
Well, then let me explain it to you.
No, that's all right. You've explained many times. I've made peace with the fact that you do it. I'm even proud that you've saved lives with your clever efforts.
Thank you. And John
has helped you every time. And he'll continue helping you. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. But I'm not going to marry him.
You're going to make him choose between real murders and you?
I want something different, Aurora. Is that so hard to understand?
going on? Who's that?
I don't know. He just grabbed me.
Are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You all right?
So, you were chasing this truck, but you didn't get a license plate number?
Oh, sorry, my bionic eye's on the fritz today.
Ro, there are no signs of a break-in. Are you sure that the front door was locked when you got in?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. You've had control of the house the past few days.
Well, who cares how he got in? The important question is, why is he after Aurora?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to figure out. Was he already here when she got here? I mean, he could have been a burglar and she surprised him.
See what I mean about theories distracting you from what's really going on?
Okay, you're assuming that this assault was connected to whatever may or may not have happened in that closet. But don't even think—
I remember. That truck was parked outside the library when I left work today. It was halfway in the handicap spot. That's why I noticed.
You're saying he's been following you?
He must be.
But why? And to do what? And to stop you from what?
I guess it's your job to find out.
Ro, why do you think he was after you?
I don't know. I want to go home.
No, that's the last place you should go with somebody after you. You need to stay somewhere safe tonight.
All right, I'll stay with Sally.
So you think the guy who followed you had something to do with the disappearance of the Julius family?
I can't imagine another reason why.
Well, what if he finds you here? I don't have a baseball bat or anything else I could hit him with. You know, I told myself months ago that if I was going to keep hanging out with you, I would need to invest in a baseball bat. Oh, my story about the Julius family is going to be in the newspaper tomorrow. What if he comes after me, too?
Oh. Well, Martin said he'd give me self-defense classes. You can join in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So who do you think tried to grab you? The guy who killed the Julius family or the guy who doesn't want them to be found?
I don't know. I'm trying not to come up with theories.
You always have a theory. You're a theory-making machine.
I know. I see a question mark and I come up with theories, but they're not getting me very far this time. So I'm just trying to wait for an answer.
Who are you and why do you look like my friend Ro?
No, I'm serious. None of these puzzle pieces are fitting together. The man in the white car, the fancy wig, the blood in the closet. And when I was standing in front of that closet today, I had this feeling like the answer was just poking at the back of my mind. You know, this feeling like the body still had to be there. Because the killer, he wouldn't just throw the bodies in the closet and let them decompose.
Ew, Ro.
Where could you hide bodies? It's Martin. He said he'd call to check on me. Hi, Martin. No, I'm fine, but I'm not so sure about Sally.
Okay, thanks, Sally. I appreciate it. I thought you were going to help Aurora. Really protect her.
What happened? Is she all right?
That was Ellie from the police station. She just asked me how Aurora's feeling after being assaulted.
Someone attacked her. I'm going to call her right now.
No. She obviously doesn't want me to know. But now can you understand why I can't possibly marry someone who encourages these activities? It's way too dangerous for you, for her, for me.
Are you saying that if I wasn't part of the Real Murders Club, you'd reconsider my proposal?
Are you saying if I asked you to quit, you'd quit? I have your final documents for your house. But what I really want to talk about is that
Oh, how's John doing? Is he still brokenhearted?
John's fine, but I'm not. I got a call from Ellie down at the police station, and she told me that you were attacked yesterday at your house. And I said, oh, no, that can't possibly be true, because if it were, I would have been the first to know. So is it true?
Oh, so what's this?
It's a transfer tax declaration. Don't change the subject.
Mother, I don't want to upset you or give you any more reason not to marry the man I know that you love, so please let me change the subject.
Someone tried to hurt you?
Well, I don't know what he was trying to do. Maybe just scare me, but I'd rather not give him the satisfaction. So what's this?
That's a roof inspection waiver.
What, I waived my roof inspection?
Well, there's no need for one. TC Julius had a new roof put on right before they moved in.
So no one's been on the roof since the family disappeared.
You had me pulled from a meeting so I could hold a ladder for you?
No, because you made me promise that I wouldn't come back to the house without you. Are you coming up?
You gotta be kidding.
I don't see anything.
Well, if you're gonna spin theories, this is a good one. Body's on a roof.
No. This was not a theory. This was a gut reaction, a feeling that things aren't adding up. Wait a minute. There's one dormer in the back of the house.
Yep. 2 on the front. So?
Exactly. Bubba Rankart said the original owner was obsessed with symmetry. She wouldn't have put just one dormer in the back. I think I just found the Julius family.
Okay, so this brilliant idea to look up on the roof, where did it come from?
Just a feeling that if the family had been killed in the closet, the bodies would have been hidden nearby somewhere. And then when I saw that the roof hadn't been inspected when I bought the place, I figured it was worth a shot.
You know, I was in charge of this search 4 years ago. It never even occurred to me to look up on the roof.
Well, I only thought to go up to that dormer because Bubba had told me of Mrs. Zinzer's design sensibilities. I mean, you can't access it from the attic. It's a faux.
Great. Now I get to go and tell Captain Burns that I missed 3 bodies. 3.
Detective Smith, a word, please, now.
Would you both mind sticking around? I'm gonna need to get a detailed statement.
Hey, Ro. Hey, Martin. Megan sent me over to cover the story. You guys found the bodies of the Julius family on the roof?
Well, one of the bodies had a wig, so I think it's Hope Julius.
Sneaky spot to hide some bodies, I gotta say that.
Yeah, but who would... Why would they put them...
I think it's time for some good old-fashioned theory spinning.
I talked to the girl who sat next to Charity in English. She said that all Charity talked about was how she planned on marrying her boyfriend the minute she graduated, and her father would never see her again.
I think we should consider Harley Dimmick a suspect.
If it was just TC Julius that had been murdered, maybe. But he wouldn't kill Charity.
He was a frustrated young man, and young men tend to lose their tempers.
Yeah, you never know when we'll pop a gasket.
If you talked to Harley's mother, you'd know how devastated he was when the family disappeared.
Could have been a guilty conscience.
I still think the answer lies in Spokane. The man in the white car.
Yeah, wasn't John supposed to be the one going back there and asking around anyway? I mean, where is he?
I don't know. We'll find out.
You know, we're all so sure that the man in the white car is from Spokane, but that was just Mrs. Totino's assumption. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's true.
Had to consider that.
Well, still, it seems to me you'd have to go back to Spokane to know for sure.
Yeah, maybe I should go back to talk to Mrs. Totino. Oh, poor Mrs. Totino. I wonder how she took the news that her family's been found.
Hi, John. Is that you? Why are you whispering?
Because I'm with Aida. No, I can't go to Spokane right now. Maybe another day or 2. Well, what's Ro's latest theory?
Who are you talking to?
Sally.
According to Lynn, they're not going to get the DNA results back for another week on the skeletons or the blood in the closet. So I thought that I would go back up to Spokane and see if I can find out some information about the man in the white car.
Are the police looking for this so-called man in the white car?
Well, they did look for him 4 years ago. I don't know if they're looking for him now.
So why are you wasting your time there when you know the police hit a dead end years ago?
Oh, because I was talking to Aurora Teagarden and some others, and we thought that it would be...
Some others. As in the true crime addicts from the Real Murders Club?
As a matter of fact.
Sally, I respect proactive thinking, but we report the news. And we get news about crimes from the police department, not from the minutes from your club meetings. Okay. Go and talk to Detective Liggett Smith. If she says they're taking their investigation to Spokane, then you can go to Spokane.
Okay.
Okay.
Bubba, hi. I was just going to talk to Mrs. Totino. I wanted to offer my condolences.
Yeah, well, she's not there.
What?
Yeah, the innkeeper said she packed up her things and left, middle of the night.
Oh, did you know she was leaving?
No, we had an appointment for her to sign some papers, and she never called to cancel. I guess the discovery of those bodies must have hit her pretty hard.
Yeah, must have.
Well, I guess I better FedEx these to her in Portland. It's good to see you, Ro.
Hey, Bubba.
Yeah.
Do you mind sending me her address in Portland? I want to send her a card.
Yeah, you bet. I'll text it to you later.
Okay.
See ya.
Martin, hi.
Hi. I got your message. What's this about you going out of town?
I'm going to Portland to find Melba Totino.
Mm-hmm. Well, not alone, you're not. I'm coming with you. So, Mrs. Totino lives here with her sister?
Alicia. Yeah, this is the address Bubba gave me.
I wonder which one of them rides the bike.
Oh, well, my guess is Alicia probably has a grandchild. Oh, hi. My name's Aurora.
Man, how many times have I told you, don't open the door to strangers? Can I help you?
Yes. We're looking for Melba Totino.
Who?
Oh, I'm sorry. We were given this address for Melba Totino or her sister Alicia Minot.
Alicia? Yeah, this is her house. I rented from her.
But Alicia and her sister don't live here?
No, Alicia gets her mail here, and I guess I've seen some come for someone named Totino, too, but my son and I were the only ones who live here.
Did you just move in?
No, we've lived here almost 4 years.
Oh, that's right when the Julius family disappeared.
Ma'am, do you know where we might find Alicia or her sister?
I have no idea. I never see Alicia. Everything gets taken care of by Drew, her handyman. He comes by once a week to grab the mail and fix stuff. I don't like him. He yells at my son.
How do you get in touch with him?
I call him. Do you want his number?
Yes, that would be fantastic.
Might not be such a good idea to call him. It'd be too easy to hang up on someone asking too many questions. You might have more luck face to face. Ma'am, I'd like to help your faucet spring a leak, so you have to call Drew to come and fix it. What would make that worth your trouble?
Oh, you don't have to pay me. I would be happy to cause that man to go out of his way. I mean, honestly, he yells at children.
So we just park down the street and wait for him to come?
Oh, but Miss Teagarden, there is so much more to a stakeout than just that.
Oh, really? They have stakeout classes in spy school, do they?
Of course, stakeout strategy is a big part of the curriculum.
Oh, really? Well, then please teach me everything you know.
This is called scrunching. It's a basic stakeout technique. What do you think?
I don't know. This is pretty advanced.
It was developed by high-level operatives in the field to help the staker avoid being seen by the stakee.
Except I think there's a glitch in your technique because now I can't see the stakey either.
Well, that can be helped by the second technique. It's called neck stretching. Oh man, the truth is stakeouts are boring, and a big reason why I switched careers.
Oh, I am anything but bored. Thank you for coming with me and for passing along all your spy wisdom.
Oh, you mean all my little lessons learned from time in the field?
Well, you helped me look at this mystery from a different angle.
I'm glad I was able to add to your already impressive sleuthing skills.
Yeah, but you also gave me a sore neck from all that scratching.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's the green and white truck. That's the truck that followed me from the library to the house.
Yeah, it sure is. Boy, that truck gets around. We're 200 miles from Lawrencetown.
That must be the guy who grabbed me.
Yep, and I'm gonna go knock him out.
No, wait. I know him. I've seen his picture. Sally showed me. That's Harley Dimmick. That's Charity's boyfriend. Harley Dimmick attacked me? Why?
I'm gonna go ask him.
No, we have to think about this. Okay, if Harley is working for Alicia, Mrs. Totino's sister, then does that mean that Harley killed the Julius family and convinced Mrs. Totino to stay quiet for the money she'd inherit? Maybe Mrs. Totino agreed to split the money with her sister, but why would Harley kill Charity, the woman he loved?
Ro, you're spinning theories again.
You're right. We don't need theories, we need answers. Okay, we need to wait for him to leave again and then follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Detective Smith, do you have a minute?
Nope.
Okay, Lynn, I know you have a job to do, but so do I. And Megan wants to run an update on this case each and every day.
Your problem, not mine.
Well, I think keeping the public informed of your progress on this case is your problem, too.
And as soon as I get progress, I will let you know.
Okay, Lynn, can you just tell me if you're planning on going to Spokane to look for the guy in the white car?
Call me crazy, but our first step is to confirm the identity of the bodies. Then, I don't know, come up with a cause of death?
When I quote you, how should I describe your tone?
Call it frustrated. Look, off the record, this case has been a bitter pill to swallow because I know it might have been solved years ago if I had only been more thorough. And I'm not used to second-guessing myself, and it's humbling. And I can't believe I'm telling you this.
Neither can I.
If you put one word of this in print...
Lynn, Captain Burns needs to talk to you right away. The coroner just called.
It's so strange. You said it was a complete surprise. With this new information from the coroner, this case is getting bigger by the minute.
Oh, well, this definitely puts everything into question.
Nice try, Sally. You know, I gotta say, you are turning into a true dogged reporter.
Really? You think so?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, your editor's gonna be very proud.
Aw, thanks, Arthur.
Goodbye, Sally.
John, it's Sally. I'm at the police station, and the coroner just dropped a bomb on them, but I couldn't find out what it was. So what do I do? What would Ro do?
Now, Ro would go talk to the coroner. The master plays golf with him every week. I'll call him and we'll meet you at the coroner's office.
The coroner's office? I thought you were going to give all that up.
Aida, I love you. But I don't think I'll ever be able to resist the call of solving a mystery.
Sally told me that Harley lives here in Vancouver, Washington, right across the river from Portland. It should have been a red flag for me, seeing how close he lives to Mrs. Totino.
Or where you thought she lived.
Well, right. I mean, we still don't know where she is.
Well, if you're not going to let me beat it out of the guy, we should call the police. They'll haul him in and make him talk.
Yeah, that might be our best option. Okay, but should I call the local police or should I call Lynn?
Nope, here he comes again. Let's see where he goes.
Whoa, wait. Just leave me here.
Why would I do that?
Because I want to look around. I want to see if I can find anything that tells me where Mrs. Totino or her sister are.
Ro, I'm not leaving you here.
Yeah, but if you stay on Harley's tail, then I'll be safe. Plus, you can beat him up without me stopping you.
Tempting, but...
Look, he's leaving. Go, follow him. You don't want to lose him?
You tricky little...
Ted, we were just coming to see you. How are you doing?
LeMaster. Good to see you. Busier than normal and a little boggled.
Well, that's why we're here. You remember John from the golf course?
Oh, sure. Hello, John.
Ted, nice to see you again.
And this is my friend Sally Allison from the paper.
Ah, Miss Allison, yeah.
Hi, I think I've interviewed you for a story before.
Mm-hmm. Sally was just at the police station and heard you'd made a surprising discovery.
Oh, they've released that information already?
Yes, Detective Liggett-Smith said that your findings would change everything.
Well, a third of everything anyway. The first two skeletons, they were definitely that of a middle-aged man and a woman, consistent with TC and Hope Julius.
And the third skeleton?
It wasn't at all what we thought it would be. The third skeleton. Well, it didn't belong to a young woman as we expected. It belonged to an elderly woman.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't to us either. I'm on my way down to the morgue now. I've got to come up with a plan on how to identify this woman.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for your time, Ted.
Thank you.
Oh, no, it can't be. What do you want? You're Charity Julius, aren't you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, wait, no, I know you're her. I know you're Charity. I've seen your picture. But you're supposedly dead.
You are crazy.
No! Hey! Charity! Open the door!
You shouldn't have come here. You'll ruin everything.
Charity! Charity, open the door!
Who are you? Alicia Minolt or Melba Totino?
Charity, come on! My phone, I don't have my phone. Hey, Charity. You know how excited everyone in Lawrenceston's gonna be to find out that you're still alive?
Shut up, I hate Lawrenceston.
Well, everybody's so worried about you. I said shut up.
I'll see you later at your house.
River taxi.
Harley, you have to get back here now. Someone came to the door and recognized me. Yeah, I locked her in the closet.
Well, that's not good.
I don't know what to think. If the third body isn't Charity Julius, then who? Elderly woman.
Maybe we should do a little searching on Melba Totino. Couldn't hurt.
Alicia Minolt left and Melba Totino right show off their third and first place ribbons from the Teagarden Festival. The sisters often compete with each other on the flower show circuit. But that's not Mrs. Totino on the right, she's on the left.
Unless the woman we know as Mrs. Totino is really her sister?
Well, what happened to this sister?
Oh.
She's still in there.
Who is it?
I don't know, some lady.
Don't move! Oh, no.
It's a lady that bought your house. The one Alicia sent me to get rid of.
Alicia?
What are you waiting for to shoot her?
Just make sure you don't shoot the CIA agent standing outside your front door.
What CIA agent?
The one who told me where to find you.
No, she's lying.
Go and see. Look out the window.
Charity, look.
Did you see any CIA people when you drove up? No, there aren't any CIA people out there.
Oh, I knew you'd be there. Thank you for being there.
Well, we know this is Harley Dimmock. Who's this?
This is Charity Julius.
If Harley tries to tell you this was all my idea, don't you believe him. He was the one who got into a fight with my dad and hit him over the head with a hammer, and then when my mom came to see what all the yelling was about...
He panicked and hit her too. Right there in the closet Harley was helping your dad build.
Who told you that? Was it my Aunt Alicia? Well, I bet she didn't tell you that it was her idea to kill my grandmother, did she?
And pretend to be her so you could all get the money. And then make up a story about a man in a white car coming to get you to dinner. No, she didn't tell me that, you just did. All three of them were dead before Parnell came over to pour concrete, weren't they? And you put on your mother's wig in the kitchen so he would think that you were her.
She was gonna die anyway. That's what Alicia said, and it made me feel better for a while.
Hey, Lynn, you might want to think about driving down to Portland.
Well, it just so happens I'm already in Portland.
Oh, let me guess. You found out that one of the bodies is not a teenage girl, but an older woman?
And you know this how?
Let me give you an address nearby, and I will tell you everything.
Thanks for calling us, Ro. I'm glad there's some resolution to this story, even if it's an awful one.
Yeah.
Family members turning on each other.
Terrible decisions made in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, money makes it even worse.
I just spoke with the taxi company, and we have several officers tracking Alicia Minolt down right now.
Do you mean the River Taxi Company?
Oh, no, keep going, keep going. Stop that cab!
All right, let's go.
Can you guys get your cameras and take some pictures of this?
Alicia Minolt, you are under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
You have the right to an attorney.
This is all you're doing. I should never have sold you that house.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. Here you go.
Well, you did foil their plot with your sheer dogged determination to get to the truth.
Well, I did have this amazing spy school teacher who helped quite a bit. I'm worried. I might have a crush on him, though.
Well, do you now? I guess we'll have to discuss that when we get back home, won't we?
I guess we will. I think that we're going to be very happy here.
We're?
I said I'm, didn't I?
You didn't, actually.
Oh, I must have misspoken then.
My dear Miss Teagarden, you don't ever misspeak.
Well, then, have I told you how glad I am that you don't make me choose between what I love to do and who I love?
No, your mom and John will be fine. They'll work things out, even if they don't get married right now.
I hope so.
Wait, did you just say you love me?
You don't miss a thing, do you?
Not when it comes to the girl that I love. I just remembered.
Remembered what?
The rule that states anytime the word love is used, the date counts as double. We have hit 25 dates.
Then that makes us official.